Marcos, ha? Mga kakampi mo hindi nag-file. Pero yung mga iba hindi mo mapagsabihan. Bakit? Ngayon ba ang anak ng isang ama ay hindi sinusundan ang ama? Bakit kaya hindi sumusunod yung anak sa ama? Dahil may respeto ba ang anak o walang respeto? Pare, ano masasabi mo?
Si Sandro ang unang pumirma ng impeachment.
Precisely. So, sinasabi niya, yung mga kakampi niya, na ba napapakiusapan niya. Pero yung mga hindi niya kakampi, ay hindi niya makontrol na nag-file ng impeachment. Pero ano masabi mo dito sa kasinungalingan na ito? Nitong Bangag Marcos Jr., pare? Yung anak niya, ibig niya sabihin, hindi niya kakampi yung anak niya. Dahil number one na pumirma sa impeachment, hindi sumunod sa kanya. Nagpapabilit itong Marcos na after natalo yung kanyang mga senador, out of 12, lilima lang yung nanalo at bumagsak pa ng gusto yung kanyang trust rating, nagkukunwari paring Ado na magbabago daw ang takbo ng bansa. Parang una, reconciliation, tapos sinundan niya ng pagpapatanggal ng kanyang mga ika nga kabinete through what he calls resignation, courtesy resignation. Pero may sinasabi itong tao na ito, ang pangalan niya ay Llamas. Ito yung notorious na ni Noynoy Aquino. Ito yung notorious. Isa ito sa nagpabagsak ng trust rating ni Noynoy. Ito rin nagpabagsak ng gobyerno ni Noynoy. Kasi ito yon political advisor. Pero very bad example ito, pare. Nagdala ng mga armas at nahuli. Caught in the act. Tapos, ito naman, identified ito sa akbayan. He is even rumored to be the boyfriend of this senator na masyadong pumapapil ngayon. Pero, nahuli, caught in the act, tapos,
illegal possession of firearms. Tapos,
ngayon, akala mo kung sino ang napakagaling na commentator or political analyst daw siya. Pero, alam mo, mga kababayan, nagsama-sama na ngayon ang dilawan, ang piklawan, at ang pulahan. So, there is now a merger of the Marcos group and the Akbayan group, the Dilima group, the Marrojas group, and of course itong si very prominent member ng Akbayan, ito si anong pangalan nito, Ronald Llamas, ay tuwang-tuwa na magkasama na sila ngayon, pare. They are now the new clique. Pero mukhang trumaydor ito si Llamas, pare. Pakinggan natin itong komentaryo ni Llamas.
Bakit mo ide-demoralize at i-confuse yung iyong mga officers? At bakit mo bibigyan ng bala yung iyong mga kalaban? Yun yung medyo hindi ko maintindihan. Yung mga offer mo ng reconciliation, wala na yun eh. Hindi tinanggap yung iyong offer of reconciliation. Diba? In the first place, bakit mo in-offer? Alam mo rin naman na too much assassination threats, too much ICC arrest under the bridge. Huwag mo na ipahiya yung sarili mo. Diba? Huwag mo lang bigyan ng pagkakataon yung mga kalaban mo na ikis-kis sa mukha mo yung offer mo na reconciliation.
So dami ng mga episodes na ginagawa namin. Making comments dito sa mga kabulastugan ng sinasabi nitong stalwart ng akbayan, itong Ronald Llamas, na siya yung nagsira ng administrasyon ni Noynoy, suddenly, bumanat kay Marcos. Meron kayang hiningi ito na hindi na ibigay ni Marcos? Kasi suddenly he was telling the truth. After telling so many lies about his commentaries, he suddenly became truthful. And it's now saying that napapahiya yung mukha mo, Marcos, dahil sa mga pinaggagawa mo, according to Ronald Llamas. Parang ano masasabi mo dito sa banal-nal na ito?
Parang nagtatampo na hindi maintindihan.
No? Because out of the blue, he was praising Marcos, he was praising his group, na there is a silent merger with the Marcos administration. Suddenly, he became so truthful and was able to, criticize Marcos, and which is really, for the first time, he's telling the truth about yung mga kabulastugan lang ni Marcos dito sa kanyang pagbalasa ng mga pero ang sinasabi ng mga tao, ito ay bunga, ito lahat ng mga abala ni Marcos ngayon, pakitang tao, ay nanggaling ito sa impeachment ni Sara Duterte. Unang-una, pakinggan natin si Marcos, mga kababayan. Yung sinasabi niyang tea in the teacup lang daw yung impeachment. Okay? Pakinggan natin siya nung una na ayaw daw niya ng impeachment. Okay?
Well, it was actually private communication, but nalik na, yes. Because that's really my opinion. This is not important. This does not make any difference to even one single Filipino life. So why waste time on it? What will happen to if somebody files an impeachment? It will tie down the House, it will tie down the Senate, it will just take up all the time, and for what? For nothing. For nothing. None of this will help improve a single Filipino life. As far as I'm concerned, it's a storm in a teacup.
Yun ang una niyang statement. According to my pare, he must have been in a lucid interval. Kasi mukhang it's either naka-take ng bago or nakatulog ng mahimbing. Kaya fresh na fresh yung utak niya. Nagsasabi siya ng totoo. Pero mayroon naman siya sinasabi ngayon na wala na daw control siya tungkol sa impeachment. At ito daw ay independent daw yung House, independent daw yung Senado. At we cannot control. Tapos, after that, sinasabi niya, which is very inconsistent and which is very untruthful, dahil hindi naman tayo maniniwala. Unang-una, si Chis Escudero, kaya nga naging Senate President yan dahil tinulak niya. Siyempre, he talked to the members of the Senate na si Escudero ang gawin nating Senate President in replacement of Miguel Zubiri. On the other hand, yung Speaker of the House, there can never be a Speaker of the House without the bas-bas, without the go signal of the President of the Philippines.
Pinsan niya yun.
Pinsan pa niya yun. So, these are all bullshit yung sinasabi niya, I have no control over them.
But Martin Romualdez, ha?
But it's the other way around. It's the cousin, the Speaker, who has control over him. And this will be shown from this statement of Marcos. Ito, pakinggan natin itong sinasabi niyang he never want to have an impeachment. Ito, pakinggan natin ito.
I didn't want impeachment. Lahat ng kakampi ko sa Kongreso hindi nag-file ng impeachment complaint. Yung mga nag-file ng impeachment complaint, hindi mo masasabing kaya kong utusan o pagsabihan na ito yung gagawin mo.
Lek-lek mo, Marcos. Ha? mga kakampi mo hindi nag-file. Pero yung mga iba hindi mo mapagsabihan. Bakit? Ngayon ba ang anak ng isang ama ay hindi sinusundan ang ama? Bakit kaya hindi sumusunod yung anak sa ama? Dahil may respeto ba ang anak o walang respeto? Pare, ano masasabi mo?
Si Sandro ang unang pumirma ng impeachment.
Precisely. So, sinasabi niya, yung mga kakampi niya, na ba napapakiusapan niya. Pero yung mga hindi niya kakampi, ay hindi niya makontrol na nag-file ng impeachment. Pero ano masabi mo dito sa kasinungalingan na ito, nitong Bangag Marcos Jr., pare? Yung anak niya, ibig niya sabihin, hindi niya kakampi yung anak niya.
Dahil sumunod sa...
Dahil number one na pumirma sa impeachment, hindi sumunod sa kanya.
Oo.
Ha? Oh.
So, kanino sumusunod ang anak mo? Sa pinsan mo?
Oh.
Ganun ba? Ano yung ba? Anong
Baka kasi
narrative to?
yung anak niya, nakikita siguro siya na hindi good example na magulang, sumusway. Siguro that's the only explanation dahil sabi niya, yung mga hindi niya kakampi, hindi sumusunod. So, hindi niya kakampi yung anak niya.
Wala connection doon sa mga narratives na pinagpapasa-pasa niya. They're not interconnected.
So, alam mo,
Coherent.
incoherent talaga parati ito. Noong una, he was in a lucid interval. Ito naman, parang naging non-compos mentis ang nangyari dito. Ha? Oh. So, ang napag-usapan ngayon, after all this hula-balo, this shenanigan, this balasa-balasa, tapos wala namang binalasa, binaligtad. He just went into the process. He just went into the motion. Kunyari, pagbabaguhin yung for the sake of reform, pero wala namang reforma. Unang-una, yung Finance Committee na, yung financial advisors niya, yung mga recto, yung mga pangandaman, retain. Yung mga kanyang mga kaplater, yung kakampi niya na nagsagawa ng kidnapping ni Duterte, binalik din niya. Oh. So, sino pa lang tinatanggal? Ha? Oh, what's the purpose in going into motion? That's exactly what Llamas was saying. Ha? Na for the first time, after we have spoken against Llamas for always telling lies, for the first time, he is now telling the truth. And of course, sinalungat niya ang mga grupo niya for saying na Marcos is a nonsensical person. Now, going into the impeachment, ang issue ngayon paring Ado, kung matutuloy ba ang impeachment, does Sarah have the numbers to impeach her? And since June 2 was supposed to be the time that the impeachment will be taken up, it was postponed by Escudero to June 11, and so many now are ganging up on Escudero. And one of them is this guy na nakikisaw-saw pa rin. Itong kumag na ito, dating Senate President, dating Senador, gustong sumawsaw, interview dito, interview roon, at kung ano-ano ang pinagsasabi na hindi naman niya pinag-aralan, abogado ka siya. Pero, nung una, sabi niya, I'm sure Sarah will not be impeached. Ngayon, he's talking of a different tune. Ito, pakinggan natin itong Mr. Drillo na ito, na nakisawsaw. Kasi, kung gusto niya makisawsaw, bakit hindi siya tumakbo? Ha? Mahilig itong tumakbo sa Senado. Why of all times, hindi siya tumakbo ngayon? Was he afraid that he will no longer be re-elected as senator? Oh.
There you are, yes.
All right, Senator, good morning once again. Let's start over. Good morning.
Good morning, Karen. Thank you for having me today.
All right. Now, I think it's important that we set the tone and make our viewers understand what does this exactly mean. With Senate President Cheese Escudero moving the reading of the charges from June 2 to June 11, which is the last day of the 19th Congress. What does this mean for the impeachment case?
At bottom, it is a question of whether or not the impeachment complaint filed in the 11th Congress and
19th Congress.
in the 19th
11th, 19th.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
19th. Yes, the question is whether or not the impeachment complaint filed in the 19th Congress and where under the Constitution the hearing must start and which were tried immediately can cross over to the 20th Congress, because from the way the calendar is presented by the Senate President, they cannot finish the impeachment trial. Question, can the, I repeat, question, would the 20th Congress have the authority to continue the impeachment trial? In my personal view, there is basis to continue the trial in the 20th Congress. Why? Number one, the Senate is a continuing body, and the impeachment court has its own calendar and can be argued to be a continuing body. Second, under our Constitution, the obligation to try the case continues until it is decided, and it does not mention about one Congress or the other. Yes, I admit it is a question of first impression, but in my view, there is enough basis to argue that the impeachment trial can cross over to the next Congress. I repeat, the Senate is a continuing body. The impeachment court has its own life and its own calendar, and it is under the Constitution, it is the obligation of the Senate to try the impeachment court and try the impeachment complaint. And the Senate, I repeat, is a continuing body, and that's an accepted tradition and legal proposition in the Senate.
Ito si Frank Drilon, with due respect, kinalawang na yung utak nito. Unang-una, matagal na yan siyang out of the limelight. At alam mo, ito si Frank Drilon, I have a very bad memory about this guy. Dahil alam mo, paring Ado, during the time when I was a member of Congress, may mga malaki kaming kasamang mga grupo. It all started with the hearing of the Committee on Justice on the anomalies committed by Chief Justice Hilario Davide. Nagkaroon ng hearing, there were COA reports that were presented, and it was, the committee was able to establish that Davide was committing graft and corruption. Yung mga kortina, yung mga renovation sa Baguio ng mga mansion and everything, yung mga anak niya ang nakikialam. So, the Committee on Justice was able to establish that Davide is bound to be impeached. And because of that, marami kaming pumirma. Manong Noli Puentevilla, yan, si Gibo, si Escudero. Kasama namin yan doon sa impeachment kay Harry Roque.
So nakarating doon yung proseso ng impeachment.
No, we were able to get more than 1/3.
Bah,
So, there was a maneuver by the Venecia na makikialam dahil bata ito si Drilon ni Macapagal Arroyo. Macapagal Arroyo was trying to dissuade. But since we were already decided, a majority of us, kasama namin si Dilangalen, si Noli Puentevilla, si Manong Raul Gonzales, and we're about more than 1/3. So, we were ready to transfer the impeachment. Itong hindot na ano na ito, Drilon, ito yung humarang.
Siya ang Senate President.
So, yung Senate President, sabi niya, I will not receive that impeachment.
Ba?
He told us. Sabi niya, sige, subukan yung ano yan, hindi ko tanggapin yung impeachment ni Davide. Kasi, under the gun siya ni Macapagal Arroyo at the time. So, tingnan mo ngayon, daldal siya daw ng daldal sa tungkol sa impeachment, but during his time, when Gloria was president and he was the Senate president,
He frustrated
our impeachment against Hilario Davide, who was found to have been doing graft and corruption at the time. So, na-frustrate yung impeachment case namin. And you can ask that Gibo Teodoro, you can ask that Chis Escudero. Kasama namin yan. Pumirma yan sila lahat. So, ang sinasabi ko lang, napaka-hypocrite nitong Drilon na ito. Pagka kalaban, ang ini-impeach, tulad ni Sara, kasi kalaban ng liberal, nagdadaldal-daldal siya. Pero nung si Davide, kakampi ni Macapagal Arroyo, dahil yun ang nagano kay Macapagal Arroyo na maging presidente, haharangan ni Frank Drilon.
At yun nga mga kababayan, anong masasabi niyo sa balitang ito? Maaring ihayag ang inyong opinyon at kuro-kuro sa comment section sa ibaba. Huwag din kalimutang mag-like, mag-subscribe at mag-share sa bidyong ito. Maraming salamat sa panonood.